Is it possible to genetically modify elephant embryos? Will the resulting animal be a mammoth or something else entirely? And what are the ethics of experimenting with and using elephant embryos and surrogates? Thousands of years after the woolly mammoth disappeared from the earth, scientists embarked on an ambitious project to return it to the Arctic tundra. The possibility of regenerating mammoths and releasing them back into the wild has been debated for over a decade. Scientists believe they can make their dreams come true. Hello and welcome to Demystified Daily. In today's video, you'll find out how the 5 million year old woolly mammoth is being brought back to life. I guarantee you'll be surprised by this video, so stay with us till the end. And before we start, please take a moment to like and subscribe to our channel so you won't miss any future videos. Bringing extinct creatures back to life is the lifeblood of science fiction. Movies like Jurassic Park and its dinosaur stable have to be the most fascinating. However, advances in genetics make the rebirth of lost animals a tangible prospect. And scientists have already cloned endangered animals and can sequence DNA extracted from bones and remains of animals that have been extinct for centuries. Animal species from tens of thousands of years in the past were closer to attaining stability inside Earth's surroundings. And it has been the sustained population and evolution of human beings which introduced these species to their extinction. Although in the case of the woolly mammoth, Mother Nature unfortunately forced the species to extinction. Precipitation turned into the purpose of the extinction of woolly mammoths via the modifications to plants. And the change took place so fast that they were unable to adapt and evolve to live to tell the tale. And the species had walked across the planet in search for a sustainable habitat enough times to have rotated the earth twice. And nature didn't need them in the world any longer. And as we know, nature no longer observes any rules. What is in the need of interest in humanity's efforts to carry the species return to existence. Now, roughly 4,000 years in the past, the species went extinct. This species had been found and been around for 5 million years and had lived through large adjustments to their environment. Based on their extended presence on Earth and inside historical history, they had a large effect on the surroundings then as well as our globe now without their presence, however positive or negative the effect may be. Now, what about the de-extinction of Asian species? Well, George Church, professor of genetics at Harvard Medical School, has been researching the way to bring historical species back into existence for over 10 years with the aid of extracting their genes and putting into their present-day counterparts. In this case, our present-day elephant is the modern species of the woolly mammoth. And as Professor Church said, this process was effectively completed. He says, "We're looking to de-extinct genes. The subject has truly already carried out with this genes that confer cold-resistant properties to organisms. The concept is to safely introduce those and different genes into present-day elephants so the elephants can readily stay in and repair Arctic environments," said Professor George Church. And due to its nature, the woolly mammoth is naturally comfortable in very cold temperatures, as opposed to how the present-day elephant is acclimated and suited for very warm temperatures. What Professor Church is attempting to say is that it isn't best for the species to be brought back into existence, but to rather create a hybrid species among elephants and woolly mammoths that could be capable of adapting to any climate. Now, the aim is for this new species to repair the Arctic with the aid of the surroundings. And the genes were taken from various preserved remains, but the best specimen is thought to be Lyuba, a baby woolly mammoth found frozen in the Siberian Arctic in 2007. It is believed to be the best preserved mammoth ever discovered. And according to carbon dating, it's about 42,000 years old. And like many other animals of the species, it is most likely went extinct due to habitat inconsistencies. The question raised by this is Is biodiversity mitigated by climate change? Now, some critics' questions aren't focusing on protecting endangered species, but they're inadvertently doing just that. And what many people don't know is that due to current climate change, elephants are now an endangered species. And by creating this hybrid species, elephants will never go extinct because they can live in any habitat using the new genes implemented by the woolly mammoth. All elephant species are endangered. We are giving them a new land in the Arctic, far away from the main culprit of extinction, humans. Another quote from Professor George Church. He has already raised more than $15 million for the experiment in hopes of solving environmental problems. A life sciences and genetics company known as Colossal worked closely with Professor Church to develop gene editing. And this is the process that makes this bioengineering reincarnation possible. Here's the science behind it. The boost comes from $15 million funding from Colossal, a life sciences and genetics company run by tech and software entrepreneur Ben Lamb and Professor Church. Not all scientists believe that creating mammoth-like animals in the lab is the most effective way to restore the tundra. In my personal opinion, the rationale for using mammoth herds to geoengineering Arctic environments is incredible. Victoria Hurridge is an evolutionary biologist at the Museum of Natural History. The scale at which this experiment is to be done is enormous. Hundreds of thousands of mammoths, they say, take 22 months to conceive and 30 years to fully grow. Mr. Lamb said, whether Asian elephants want to mate with hybrids remains to be seen. Maybe we should shave her a little bit, Church said, funny enough. Garth Phoenix, a professor of plant ecology and global change ecology at the University of Sheffield, said, although a variety of approaches are needed to halt climate change, responsible solutions must be initiated to avoid unintended harmful consequences. And this is a major challenge in the vast Arctic, where different ecosystems exist under different environmental conditions. For example, the woolly mammoth has been proposed as a solution to stopping permafrost from thawing. Woolly mammoths remove trees, trample, and compact soil, transforming landscapes into grasslands and helping keep the ground cool. We know that in forested Arctic regions, trees and moss are very important in protecting the permafrost. Recipe of revival. And you may be wondering how this whole process really works. Well, it's not as complicated to explain as experts make it out to be. Gene editing replaces one type of nucleus with another, altering certain biological capabilities. Genomes are extracted from frozen woolen mammoth samples and compared to Asian elephant genomes to reveal mammoth-specific genes. Now, Asian elephant skin cells are engineered to carry mammoth genes. Eggs are made from stem cells in a laboratory. Its nucleus is replaced by a skin cell nucleus containing mammoth DNA. The egg is fertilized and carried to term either in an elephant surrogate mother or in an artificial womb. Now, while it's easy to explain, the actual process is very difficult. And Professor Church compares the goals of this project to NASA's goal of sending Neil Armstrong to the moon, saying, "This is ambitious, technology-focused, team-based goal that President Kennedy set when he declared that he would put a man on the moon within 10 years." End quote. It is speculated that within the next several years, we may even see the first products of this new hybrid species. If this experiment is successful, the gene editing process can also be applied to other ancient extinct species. And this will bring more investment and interest in bringing extinct species back to life and restoring ecosystems. So, genetic engineering can bring back the traits and behaviors of extinct animals. Experts call this De-Extinction. Instead, Church's team hopes to develop an artificial womb. Now they are conducting experiments with mice, and we anticipate that this process will take at least another decade. Using recovered DNA to genetically revive an extinct species, the central idea behind the Jurassic Park movies. and a new venture aiming at the giants that disappeared from the Arctic tundra. We want to know your thoughts. Are woolly mammoths going to come back to life? Can any extinct animal come back to life? Let us know your thoughts in the comment sections below. We'll be back with more informational and surprising stuff. And until then, stay tuned. Make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon so that you get notified when a new video comes out. See you guys next time.